much did I make? And this is by KM Little memberships. Let's get right into it.
What's good, people? This is Cam Dollar right here. I have been sleeping in my car for about a good 17 days. I think it was like October 15th.
We all been there before. Trust me.
Yeah,
Them young 20s,
to do something crazy.
early 20s, we all been there.
Just last week, I worked 84 hours. 84 divided by 7.
Wow.
That's about a good 12 hours a day. So this is the final thing, right? Since I worked 84 hours, I made $1,861.47.
That's just to me, that's just not enough money. To me, that's just not enough money if you're working 84 hours. If you go and get a regular job, you're going to be getting at least overtime with that 84 hours. So that's just not enough money to me. That's probably on average about $21 an hour, somewhere in there. And that's not a lot of money. And you got to take this into consideration. And I don't want to get too political here, but when Joe Biden was the president recently, they were talking about a recession and how we're not in a recession. And one of the indicators of that is the low level of unemployment. But you got to take into consideration a lot of that low level of unemployment were people doing gig economy jobs. So sure, they were employed technically, but they were certainly one flat tire away from being unemployed.
Right. One
day where they couldn't afford gas to be unemployed. And so when you take into consideration the wear and tear on his car, which already kind of looks a little bit old, and I'm not knocking an old car. I am for you driving an old car. I advise you to drive an old car. Don't go out and get no loan on no car you can't afford. So I'm not knocking his old car, but when you talk about the mechanical issues he might be dealing with from driving that much in 1 week, when you talk about the gas that he had to pay to get his car from point A to point B, these are all issues that makes that not that much money.
84, really, I work.
Like you go and find a factory job, you go and get a factory job, you're going to at least get some overtime with that.
84 hours in about a good, I say 20 minutes, but I just said 84 hours, just, make it a little simple. So when you do 84, let's just say 84 and a quarter, right? That's about a good $22.
$22 per hour. That's not enough money.
9 cents.
It's not enough money.
So working that long, is it good money? $22 for about a good 84 hours. I would say that's genuinely about a good, a good number. $1,900 for 84 hours. I would say that's good. It's not taxable.
Okay, that helps. It's not taxable. That helps.
And I spent $35 every day in gas. So that's $245.
It's a nice car.
This is my take home. $1,616.47. Now.
So now do the math on that. I wonder what the math on that is. Let me do the math real quick. Yeah, $1,616.47 divided by 84. He's looking at $20.47 an hour. And to me, that's just not enough money, especially when you got an older car. You should be driving that older car to a factory job where you can at least get some overtime pay if you're going to be working that hard. But again, though, there's a lot of people in this new generation, especially Gen Z, that want to work on their own terms, and this is the price you're going to pay for it. You're not going to get paid as much that way. You may seem to have freedom, but
$1,616.47. Now, if you want to know how many miles I drove just in that week, so the total amount of miles that I drove last week was 1,156.
Wow.
0.84.
He might as well be a truck driver.
Now, is that a lot of miles? Yes. Do you need a reliable car? Yes. How many miles do my car have? My car has 259,000.
Yeah. See, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. That's the point I'm trying to make here. How long does he have truly before he gets a type of issue with this car that's going to cost him all of the money he just made in that week? It's not really sustainable.
It just went away. But doing this right here, $1,900 for 84 hours a week, is it good money? I would say so. Now, is it manageable for like the average person? If you keep your bills and your overhead low,
that's a good point.
Keep your overhead low, you wouldn't have to work this many hours all the time. Also, too, so I cherry pick, and I also have multiple apps. So I'm gonna show y'all what I made on each app. So on DoorDash, I made $656.01. On Uber Eats, I made $577.
See, look. In net fare, he's making less money than what he's making in tips. So this guy's relying on tips, which is going to vary too much. If you want to have any level of consistency in your life, you can't have your whole life predicted on tips. And I actually think it's criminal how they have people making that little bit of money Of course, you get the option of tips, but that's just putting the burden on the consumer to pay the employees when the company is supposed to pay the employees. If you can't afford to pay employees, I don't think you should have that as a job. But again, people are signing up for the job. This is a grown man that chose to sign up for this job knowing how much the company actually pays him. But again, they're putting the burden on the consumer to pay their drivers, and that's a shame.
And 40 cents. On Grubhub, I made $306.80. On Instacart, I made $183.
Yeah, see again, batch earnings, $70, and then when his tips, he made $113. He made double the money from his tips than he did on his actual earnings.
29 cents.
8 hours and 19 minutes
I made
active time.
$41.97. But like I said, $22 an hour. I would prefer to make $25, but I'm still thankful for even having this opportunity to even make this amount of money.
That's good. Being grateful.
Yeah, this is today's video on this is how much I made in a week homeless. So, like I said, I'm not encouraging y'all to do it because I don't want y'all to go through this. I don't want y'all to feel this. I don't want y'all what I'm saying? It ain't sweet. Like it ain't just some happy thing. I'm just showing y'all that it's possible to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to do this, you thought about doing it, I'm showing you can do this. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got an apartment, you got a home or something like that, you want to travel across the world and you know what I'm saying? I want to stay in my car. Hey, it's possible. You can definitely travel while doing DoorDash.
Yeah, I have to say I respect his idea of trying to stay frugal. I 100% respect it because it's not about how much money you make. It's more about how much money you save, to be honest. And if you look from your left to your right, 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. You have to understand that. People do not respect money in America. You have to live frugal. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you save. There are a lot of people making plenty of money, but 70% are living paycheck to paycheck. So when you look and you in a room full of 10 people, 7 of them are paycheck to paycheck, and there's probably another 2 of them that's damn near close to it. So when you keeping up with the Joneses, trying to buy new cars and going out and getting car loans, which I respect them for not doing, get a cheap car, keep it clean. That's all you need in your early 20s. You don't need status.
Yeah, this is dope. Hit the thumbs up button. You got the chance. Damn, he hustling though.
Symbols. But when you going out and getting these loans that you can't really afford, paying $900 a month is what I'm seeing some people paying for their cars. And I'm seeing loans going up to 7-year loans, which is crazy to me. You paying $900 a month for 7 years trying to keep it with the Joneses, not really understanding that the Joneses are actually broke. So there are a lot of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, and it's because they don't respect their money. You have to see your money as your life force. You have to see it that way because you exchange your life, your time for money. So when you get separated from your money easily, whether it be a nice, flashy, new, shiny car or whether it be a nice, new, shiny pair of shoes or some jewelry or whatever it may be, you got to understand that that's your life force that you're giving up for that. You have to respect the peace of mind that having money set aside gives you more than you want the thing that you want to buy. And once you start saving money, you do generally get that respect. But this guy, because money is your life force, I think that his time would be well spent at a factory. He should just go ahead, take his nose piercing out, go to a factory, get some overtime pay for all the hours that he's willing to work. Or if he's really clean cut like this and he's well spoken, how he's doing it on YouTube, he could go to a car lot and start selling cars. Quick way to make good money if you're just dumb as a box of rocks. Go slang cars. Every person that comes in to go get you a polo, get you a pair of khakis, every person that brings their butt into that car lot, your butt is out of your seat and you're going to greet them. You're walking through the parking lot in 100-degree weather in Texas to go, hey, sir, are you looking for anything? You know they're there to buy a car. You're there to sell cars.
Yeah, but who's buying cars? We gonna lie, these car lots, man. These dudes be sitting outside playing cards and shit. Like they made no sales. You know, if are people buying cars like that all willy nilly? I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know. I was dating this girl whose cousin was a car salesman, and she would have to hustle her ass off to get people to buy it. She was trying to make rent and shit. So that was a hustle. You know, this is from This is who this is. This is the Poor Man's. Who is the Poor Man's Podcast? You know, Poor Man's Podcast reacts. Check out this channel. Being your own boss and being able to not work when don't want to Not everyone can be a YouTuber. LOL, you're doing well. For a homeless man, he really is hustling and putting himself out there, unlike the guys that give up. Respect. $1,600 a week, $640 a month, $600 per year. All he has to do is move away from California. Yeah, he'd be doing good, but then he wants to move out of California. Shit, it ain't gonna be. It probably a lot of places ain't got gigs that it's probably, you know what I'm saying. It ain't that frequent. Where, you know what I'm saying, if he goes somewhere else. Man is hustling his ass off, nothing but respect. That's how you turn things around. Contact the man somehow and tell him to look into being a millwright. What did I say? A millwright. I'm on a low paying job and it's $32 an hour and $125 a day per diem. We are averaging 70 hours a week right now. What's a millwright? A millwright? What is that? I've been looking at that. Anyway, what do y'all think about this video, man? Leave your comments and subscribe to Charles and Israel. Hit that thumbs up button.